Bet motherfucker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We're live. What up? It's
So
OPOOM.
apparently, for all of time, this has come out at 8 o'clock MST,
Mm,
and I was not aware of this.
no, only since the daylight savings
Daylight
a couple
savings
weeks
is
ago.
fucking stupid. Didn't we vote to not do that anymore because it's stupid?
Someone did, but I think it got stuck in Congress somewhere. So until then, we're stuck with it.
Goddamn farmers not knowing how to keep their sunlight. Just wake up an hour earlier. That's all you're
It's
doing
not even
anyway.
it's not even the farmers' fault. They don't want
It's
it
the
either.
farmers.
No,
All
that's a
of my
rumor.
problems are the farmers. They don't
All
know how
right,
clocks work, so they think like you're not making any more daylight. You're just changing the number that
you
represents the amount
just
of daylight we
yeah,
currently have.
like
Anyway, thanks for coming to my
yeah.
TED talk about the daylight savings.
Obscure references. Official standpoint on daylight savings time is we hate farmers.
Okay, I'll put that tweet out.
All right, do it. Yeah, so this is open. We're obscure reference. I'm Patrick. That's John. I'm pointing. I don't know where you are in the screen, but I'm pointing. And we're gonna read some One Piece together. We're gonna have a good time.
Actually, look at the cover art this time around is so cute.
Let's see it. Oh, I love that.
So it is Usopp watching Sanji chop vegetables and being reminded of the Usopp pirates. And you have, Pepper and Carrot he's thinking of fondly, and Onion is panicking because Sanji's about to cut an onion.
I
That's pretty adorable.
like that. Shout
Huh?
out to Noah Skywalker. Oh, this chapter title makes me nervous.
Thank you, Bonnie? Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, Bonnie. Yeah.
Okay. Who's gonna die?
Oh, that's gonna be Kuma. Oh, that's gonna be Luffy.
It's gonna be Luffy.
It's gonna be Luffy.
It's either gonna be Kuma or what's his name? Who's his face?
Who's his face?
The one, the egghead, the
The Ed.
Vegapunk.
The
Jesus,
Ed
I
boy.
woke up like 8 minutes ago. I need a minute.
All right.
Okay, we ready?
Minute's over. Minute's over. That's all you get.
Minute's over.
All right. So yeah, we cover the cover page. One Piece, chapter 1100, the big 1100. Thank you, Bonnie. All right. Let's start her off. Turn the page. All right. So we're at Egghead. No, sorry. Yes?
Yeah,
Egghead.
this is Egghead.
Yes. This is Egghead. And we see Kizaru seating on a box. I don't know why I said it like that. Um, he's saying, it's business that brings me here today, not pleasure. Brr, chilly, eh? Not at all like Punk Hazard. And Vegapunk's saying, this is the place where I plan to recreate the very future of humanity. In fact, I'm having difficulty keeping on top of all the ideas that flow endlessly from my mind. You know so many things, and yet you don't know every inch of this laboratory yet. We can't have you negotiating with pirates in secret. Oh, shut up, Borsellino. That's what I hate
Okay,
most about you. And then he's saying, look, I'm sorry, it's my job. So, okay.
so this is a flashback.
Why is that panel focusing on that one person there? What is that?
I don't know who that is. Kinda looks like. Dude,
You know
is
what?
that Dalton?
No, because he's been at Drum Kingdom for a while, forever.
Who the
Even
hell is that?
because remember, this is at the start of the series. Technically, this is like a year or two before Luffy sets out to sail.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be Dalton. I'm
No, you're
guessing
right. You're right.
that. Well, actually, you know what? We're gonna keep reading.
Yeah,
We'll come
no,
back to
we'll come back to him.
that. We see a transponder, snail talking. This may not matter to you, Vegapunk, but regardless of Bartholomew Kuma's suitability to be the model of the clone soldiers, he is a pirate with the 296 million berry bounty on his head. It would shame the Navy for us to use clone soldiers of such a man. So this is Jaygarcia Saturn's Den Mushi. So I have some conditions for you, Bartholomew Kuma. The first is that you will join the Seven Warlords as a pirate. All right, that's another box check. A rookie named Ace recently knocked out one of the seven, and we have been searching for a replacement. Pirating world is growing restless, and you would be ideal as a warlord. Do we even know which one Ace knocked out? I forget.
Nope,
If
I
they've
was
ever
about to
revealed
ask
that.
you. Oh,
Okay.
what's up, Josue? Always popping
Yo.
in the chat there.
Hell yeah, Josue. Shout out to you, bud.
I assume you've read all 1100 chapters up until this point, like I told
You
you to
did
do
your
last
homework?
week? Nah, I'm sure he did. Let's keep going.
All right, all right. My second condition, Kuma, is that you must be a
Nah,
human
it's
weapon for
more
the
of a
Navy.
recommendation.
It's more of a recommendation. Let's see. Is that you must be a human weapon for the Navy? Kuma says, you mean have them augment my body? That's right. Your unique qualities will make you a menace to other pirates. Kizaru's chipping in. That'd be a big help to us in the Navy, too. Shut up, Kizaru. It's gotta be Vegapunk saying that.
It is,
Uh,
absolutely.
and then Saturn continues, he's right. Kuma also has a prior record of revolutionary activity. We cannot have that power turned against the world government. Hmm? Therefore, my third condition is that you must ultimately abandon your mind and your free will.
Ooh. Yeah.
Checkbox number 3. Now wait a second. You're asking for him to die, Saint Saturn. Is this just because you can't control the other 7 warlords at a whim? Removing the human will from a cyborg just turns it into a simple robot. Are you asking me to kill this man? So Vegapunk does not like this. And Saturn says, you are in no position to make demands, military scientist. These are my 3 conditions to have your daughter's life saved. We have no obligation to put up the massive funds needed to save one measly little girl's life, unless you promise to uphold these conditions. This is murder, pure and simple. To perform such an operation would violate all human morality, and would you do it on me, Vegapunk? What? Kuma? I was so worried that his demands would be impossible,
Oh.
and I wouldn't be able to save Bonnie, despite being so close. Oh, bruh. Thank you. I will gladly accept any fate if it means curing Bonnie's disease.
This
You
is
just see
giving
him
me
smiling
real
and crying.
Hero Luck vibes.
Man, oh man.
Oh, I was so worried it was an incurable disease.
It
Luckily,
also
it was
kind
just a
of,
trap. I'm gonna cry. I'm
dude,
actually
it
gonna
kind of
cry.
gives. I'm tearing up already. Like, it's giving off the same vibes too, like Luffy on Amazon Lily. It's like, oh, that's the case. Yeah, you can save them, save them. You know,
See,
that's selfless stuff that I love.
I don't get that vibe because of the tears flowing.
It is
Like
a,
that, Luffy was just like, "Oh,
for
sweet.
sure.
I guess I just have to figure out a different thing." This, we
It's
see
more
them like just so relieved. It's only gonna cost my life to save the kingdom or the girl or whoever.
right. It is, and we can compare it a little more later. It is more so the fact that he's up, given 2 options, and one of them is to help out someone else
Hmm.
at the expense of
Yes. Yeah.
themselves. And this one much greater magnitude than what Luffy had to go through for sure. But anyway, uh, Vegapunk's like Kuma, and even he's starting to cry, and Kizaru's kind of pulling his hat down.
Oh,
Um,
Kizaru.
and meanwhile, you see Sentomaru chasing Bonnie, and they're having a grand old time. Um, Vegapunk, how long will it take for Kuma's augmentation and the full treatment of his daughter's disease? So this is Jaygarcia Saturn saying this again. And Vegapunk saying, half a year to treat the sapphire scales and another full year before she can go outside safely. That's a year and a half altogether. Kuma's procedure, 2 years at the least. I'm so glad. Bonnie will be cured by her 10th birthday. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
my heart can't handle this.
Saturn continues, think of your daughter as our hostage. Once she is cured, you will no longer have any reason to obey us. And Kuma says, I'm not going anywhere. But we must be certain. The world government will take custody of her after her treatment. Her freedom will be granted only when you have fully lost your free will. We're gonna have to talk about that timeline there once we get finish
Yeah,
this.
no, we're stopping too much. Let's power through. We
I
can come
agree.
back to all of this.
I agree. Vegapunk says, then Kuma and Bonnie will never see each other again once she's better. Saturn retorts, it would seem so. While Kuma is undergoing the augmentation process, he will reign over the seas as a warlord. You will be forbidden from contacting your daughter or escaping after the procedure. If you violate that order, your daughter will be turned into a slave. Kuma's like, what? I will never meet with her, but I just have one request. I don't want Bonnie to know about her disease, or the fact that she is being held hostage. So I ask that once Bonnie's surgery is done, she not be held in some drab government facility, but in the comfort of the church in Sorbet Kingdom where she grew up. If you promise me that, I will never go to visit her, and I will do exactly as you command me. Saturn says, all right, very well. As long as she is under watch, it doesn't matter where. This should prove to be an interesting 2 years. So we're cutting forward a little bit. Back at Punkhazard. God damn it. Egghead. We're at Egghead still. You'll be staying here for the next 6 months, Bonnie. Huh? With you too, Daddy? Yes, they found some disease in me as well. I need to undergo some tests. And Bonnie's like, we're twins, yay!
Oh, stop!
She is
Stop
the
it!
cutest. Oh my word. Oh, this guy's Sentamaru. And Sentamaru's like, this guy, huh? Look, there are lots of rooms with no windows here. But there's lots of dangerous stuff too. Be careful. You see Vegapunk's madly researching and writing stuff. I'm going to create the weapons of my dreams. Damn it, the ideas just won't stop coming. I need someone else here to help me write out what's in my brain. I need you to eat for me and go to the bathroom
I
too.
was gonna say, is this where the satellites come from?
I'm thinking it is. I'm so busy, I just want to rage. Ooh, another idea. I'm short-handed. I need more hands. If only there were 5 more of me. That's. It looks like there's like a fire effect coming from his desk, like he's writing so fast. That's funny. Anyway,
I didn't notice the fire. That's incredible.
all right. So we're seeing Kuma being turned into a cyborg. We have Bonnie on an operating table. Uh, Kuma is waving to Bonnie, who's riding around on Sentamaru's back. Um, Bonnie's drawing a picture of Kuma that's actually pretty decent. They're sleeping on top of each other. Bonnie, notably, not in a cage right
I
now.
was gonna make the joke.
We got a cargo ship coming up to the island. They're building more stuff on Egghead, and yeah, Kuma's helping with the building. And yeah, okay. Oh, Bonnie's eyes are going all flashy, and they're eating a bunch of pizza. And you see Kizaru, Kuma, Bonnie, Sentamaru, and Vegapunk all eating pizza and then dancing to what I can only assume is the drums of liberation.
Wait, freaking Kizaru's doing the dance?
Yeah,
Uh, that's a little something.
it is maybe more than a little. We'll have to come back to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
6 months later. Good. You're coming along well, and he's checking up Bonnie, just checking her vitals. In another year, you should be good as new. Kuma says, thank you, Vegapunk. Bonnie says, thank you. Can I come back when I'm cured? And Vegapunk says, of course.
Oh, the tragic irony there.
A little bit of foreshadowing that's already happened, yeah. Meanwhile, at the
Where
Sorbet
are you
Kingdom,
reading the comment? This is on Viz Media. If you go to Viz, you look up Shonen Jump, One Piece, that's where we're at.
you'll see it, yeah.
I hardcore recommend reading everything before this, though. You're in for some major spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the end game, as some folks like to say.
I promise it's worth every chapter. It's a really, really good story.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorbet Kingdom. Kumachi. Bonnie, it's been so long. Will you be living here again? And Bonnie's holding up her hands. In another year, I'll be all cured, and I can go outside town. The old people are like, well, isn't that wonderful? Just like you said, you'll be better by age 10. I need you. Oh my god. All right. All right, we're good. I hear you need looking after again, Bonnie. It's old Bat Connie. We'd be happy to take care of her, Kuma. Yeah, leave her to us. Kuma says, thank you. You're doing me a great favor. I'm a pirate now, so I can't stay here in the country. I don't think I'll be back for at least a year. Bonnie's like, what? That long? All right, plenty of letters. Good, good. And the next time we're together, we'll go and see the horizon at sea. I can't wait. I want to go on lots of vacations. And I would love to take you anywhere you want to go. And he's thinking to himself, I would have loved to do it. All right, and here we are. We'll take it from here, Kuma. This is a new character. This is a cipher pull number 8, Intelligence Agent Alpha. And who's this woman? I'll be here to monitor Bonnie's disease until she's perfectly cured on doctor's orders. We'll be handling everything from temp checks to daily doses of medicine. Call me Nurse Alpha. Nice to meet you, Bonnie. You can't have any suspicious strangers around before she's cured, so I want to see some identification from all of you. What a bother. What did you build out front? That's our temporary housing. and she's holding up something,
Looks
and
like
she's
a
saying,
cracker piece of paper.
yeah, she's saying quietly to Kuma, a child's neck can be crushed just like that. And she crunches whatever's in her hand. And Kuma's saying, I know, I'm not coming back. So he goes up to Bonnie, pats her head, and says, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for being born. And she's just like, huh? What?
Oh,
Getting
it's
all
just,
bashful. It's cute. It's sad.
I'm
It's
actually
all of
gonna
the above.
cry.
All right. So
Need to
he's
get
leaving.
through this.
Yeah, we only got a couple more pages left. All right,
I'm
hold it
holding it
together.
together.
She's screaming, take care, as he leaves the church. And we get some text boxes. They called this pirate a tyrant, but Bartholomew Kuma was utterly faithful to his orders from above. His presence among the seven warlords terrified the pirates of the world. Young master, there's a new warlord, and we see Sugar with Doflamingo. He's saying, Kuma the tyrant. Well, well, we've got another miscreant on our hands. And we're cutting over to Alabasta and Robin's with Crocodile saying, aren't you curious? Crocodile saying, I don't care who it is. Anyway, have you eliminated the witness to our rainmaking ship? And then we're cutting to Mihawk and Alvida with Kobe. He's as big as Whitebeard, they say. Who's stronger, Kobe? Me or him? And Kobe's like, Lady Alvida, of course.
No.
Definitely not. Then we're cutting over to Whitebeard's ship. You
Ooh.
see, and he's saying, Jinbei, I hear they got a replacement already lined up. Isn't that nice? And Jinbei says, and who are you to talk, Ace? And Blackbeard's saying, I'm reading about it now. And Jinbei says, a former king, eh? There's an active king in the lineup as well. The world of pirates has changed. And we're cutting over to Amazon Lily, and we see Hancock, and she's saying, it matters not to me. I will never go to Central. And I'm forgetting her name, but the grandma there, she's saying, but we still need information, Snake Princess.
Granny Neo.
That's it, thank you. And we're cutting once again to what looks like Thriller Bark. And we see Moria, he's doing his laugh. A paw palmed man. What kind of power is that? And Perona's saying, even still, he's a warlord too, master. And we cut to the revolutionaries, and Dragon's just kind of beside himself. And Sabo's saying, aren't the seven warlords servants of the government? Koala's right there too. She's saying, Kuma would never do something like that. And we cut ahead a couple years, I'm assuming. Or
Oh, I
maybe
love
not.
his flag.
I think, yeah, this is probably still Kuma's ship, yeah. Okay, to Bonnie. I'm writing to you at sea. It is difficult to travel now, being more famous, but I am doing well. How is everyone? While I am traveling the world, I'll find many places to take you once you turn 10, Bonnie. He's given something to a news coup, and he's saying, sorry, I know it's a long trip. And then we see little Luffy on his, in the jungle, running from a tiger. You have new orders from the government, Bartholomew Kuma. Where are you now? In the East Blue. What is your command? To be continued.
Wait, Kuma shows up in the East Blue? Again?
This is right before Luffy sets off.
You think they found out this is where the Gum Gum fruit ended up?
I have to imagine, right? I mean, you get a big name like Shanks attacking a Navy ship and stealing it.
Okay, so we definitely predicted we were at the end of the backstory last week, and while I don't and I
Yeah.
were close, like now we have Kuma showing up to the Goa Kingdom? What? How
But
even?
here's the thing, right? Because just based on what we know about Kuma today, it's like, well, yeah, we hit all the check boxes pretty early in this chapter, even. Like, losing his free will, becoming a cyborg, becoming a warlord. Like, we've got, excuse me, all the answers we need for that. But now we've got this curveball, and I don't know what to make of this.
Also, I love the tragic twist of him being, the pacifist king, the most gentle, loving being, and not just being turned into a weapon, but because he is so pacifistic and selfless is why he becomes a weapon. It's just if he was any stronger and meaner of a person, he might have fought back. But since he just
Hmm.
wanted to save Bonnie, he became everything he ever hated.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Kuma's flag is the picture Bonnie drew.
Yeah.
That's fucking adorable.
I definitely didn't point that out, but I did catch that.
Oh my god. I thought the flag was cute enough on its own, but that's Bonnie's drawing. You knew he was going to be a big character when he was introduced, but what is all this?
Hmm.
Ugh,
This this
this
is
hurts. This hurts. Best backstory in One Piece, rivaled only by Odin.
hold on. I'm doing a little bit of research. So I looked on the One Piece wiki to see if it would say anything about the warlord Ace defeated, and they say it's a nameless warlord, but it's when Ace was asked to become a warlord.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I don't want that. And so they're like, oh, hey, Kumo. Just so happens.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a nameless warlord, but then I thought that was too easy. I wonder if we ever
It
get an
is.
answer to that. Because
Yeah.
even if it's a gag answer, I feel like Oda's the type of guy to say, like, oh, this is Ricky Bobby. He was a warlord.
Well, we already have a Ricky, so
Well,
got you there.
also, loving the drawing of Ace on Whitebeard's ship, Blackbeard present, Jinbei making a surprise appearance. That's just a really good panel. All
Like,
kinds of stuff there.
say what you will. Like, I love Ace, and I love, but like, ever since he's been killed off, like, Oda's found every opportunity in every flashback to put Ace in there somehow.
I
So,
love post mortem Ace so much more than Alive Ace. Because what did Alive Ace do? He showed up briefly on Alabasta. He was
that
like,
was it.
I'm Luffy's brother and we're tight. And he's like, hey, here's my Beaver card. And then later the Beaver card's all Bernie. And then later, Marineford happens and then everything is okay.
Everything is okay. No, I mean,
Like, he
what was I
doesn't
gonna
do
say?
much Alive. I get what he represents for Luffy. But everything post time skip, it's getting to see him and Yamato being friends, getting to see this brief flashback where he was made aware that Kuma's a warlord. All the stuff in the Goa Kingdom arc. I got a question: is it worth to look up a review to 1,000? Just read it. Especially like I think a membership on Viz is what, $2 a month, $2 a year,
$2 a month. Yeah.
$2 a month, ridiculously cheap. Uh, you're gonna
Oh.
want to read it. Or you could check out One Piece, which is the anime cut down with all the filler taken out.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, that option is free. So if you wanted to do that, you could.
Yeah, One Piece, not One Piece. And do not watch the actual anime. There's so much filler in that it's hard to get through sometimes.
Hmm. There's a
But
little bit of censorship there too.
honestly, I watched the first 800 episodes. I still watch them as they come out now, but as the guy who's like doing all this, reading is the way to go. This is what you want to do.
Hmm. Hmm. Do I remember a time when you were still watching it, and I'm like, dude, you should just read it.
And
You're
I
like,
I
no.
would not. I did not want
Yeah.
to. It's
You didn't even
so
want to
much
watch the
better.
subs. Yeah.
I was all about the dub until I ran out. Then it was the sub. Then I ran out, and then I was like, okay, so maybe it's time to read.
All right. Okay, fine. I'll read.
But yeah,
So,
Josue, you start reading or watching this, whatever, you pop into chat. We are always here to talk about One Piece.
yeah, keep us updated if you do start this.
Absolutely. This is a
There's
journey. This
nothing
is
more I
a
love seeing someone react as they go through this series.
it is a modern day epic. This is the biggest story our generation will have. This is our Odyssey and Iliad. You know, I'm obsessed. I'm a bit of a fanboy. Okay, so who's this alpha bitch? Cipher
Oh,
poll number 8.
I don't know if she's anybody. I'm not super concerned. Like she got a text box, so
She
maybe
got a
she's
text,
important.
like she got a name card. They don't
Yeah.
exactly hand those out. I mean, not that Queen Connie is anything super important,
No, that's just a fun little hey, remember her from Reverie kind of a thing, I think.
but isn't Wanze part of CP8? Or is he CP
Mm,
7?
he might be. I'm gonna throw a number out there, and I don't want to just do that, so I'm gonna quick look it up. Yeah, CP7.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I was hoping maybe we got a little bit of expansion on Wanze's CP, but no, she just seems to be someone. And I guess if
Yep.
Wanze gets to be a character, so can she, I guess. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe
No.
we run into her in the modern day and we get to have Bonnie kick her ass.
Yeah, maybe. Because I don't know what why else you put a text box. I mean, smaller characters have gotten one, so it's not the
Yeah.
end of the world.
No, it's not.
She could just be a
Okay, wait,
one-off.
wait. No, so going back a page, it's time to talk about Borsalino dancing to the drums of liberation. What the
Yes,
hell
yeah.
implications does that have?
Okay, so man, the
Like,
one idea I can think of at the moment, and I need to think about it some more. I'm still waking up, honestly, but is that Kuma's just like, hey, I got this funky beat we can all dance to, and
like
Kizaru just doesn't know it's the drums of liberation,
in the heat of
you
the
know?
moment, in the world of One Piece, I believe that. But let's think
Mm-hmm.
about this. Earlier in the chapter, Borsalino's like, "You can't hang out with pirates. That's bad." And
Yeah.
Vegapunk's like, "Shut up." He's like, "I'm sorry. It's just work." Present day, we know he's invading Egghead, but doesn't want to. We know he has
Mm-hmm.
issues with what the government's telling him to do, and now we see him dancing to the drums of liberation. I
Mm-hmm.
think Kizaru might turncoat by the end of this. At least,
Man,
the Marines together will turncoat because we know Akainu definitely has issues with the Gorosei.
he's definitely, yeah.
And
And
obviously, Kuzan's just out there doing his own thing.
mm-hmm.
Who are the other guys? Ryokugu and, what's his name?
Fujitora.
Fujitora. Definitely, they aren't like. Fujitora absolutely hates the government, and
Yeah.
Ryokugu just wants Akainu.
He'll follow Sakazuki wherever, yeah.
Sakazuki, yeah. I was like, what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Yeah, so I definitely think we have plausibility now for every character we know to have been an admiral to turn on the government.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I could
that's
see it.
gonna be fun.
I could see it. That'd be pretty hype. Now I'm
But
just picturing in
wait,
my
wait,
head
wait.
like,
I'm sorry. I gotta say this real quick. You know what would be the best part about that?
what's
We
that?
know that Dragon was a member of the Marines.
Oh
We know
yeah.
he
Mm-hmm.
turncoated. We know Sakazuki never forgave him for that. How fun would
Mm-hmm.
it be to see them on the same side and just like, they're both stern characters, so we don't get a ha ha in your face moment, but we just get like a
Yeah.
look from them. It's like, yep, you see why I did what I did now.
Yeah, we're on the same side
Oh,
now. How
how
does it make you
cool would
feel?
that be? That's the
No,
moment
all
I'm
right.
waiting for.
You know, the panel I just saw flash across my face, my vision, my image thinking thing was
My
a
image
panel
thinking
of
thing.
I'm just thinking like a panel, just like a double page spread, and you have all five admirals that we know so far just teaming up. It's like that makes my little giant lizard brain happy.
See, what I'm hoping for, and like this may be true, it might not be true. What if Dragon was an admiral? Get him in that
Hmm.
lineup. Uh,
Yeah,
very potentially, I could see Garp there. Pending his aliveness. By the way,
right.
forgot Garp might be dead.
Oh god, there's so
That's
much
been
happening.
so long.
Yeah.
Like for an event that big, you'd think we wouldn't let that go so easily, but there's just so much else going on. Oh yeah, but I could really fuck with a panel of all the admirals lined up, ready to do battle against the world
Hmm.
government.
Yeah, I'm just picturing that panel from Marineford where Luffy's right in front of them. You have those three towers in front of them. God, it's so
Uh,
good. Anyway, uh, also I did a little bit of digging, and I'm feeling stupid now because I looked at him and I'm like, dude's got an X on his chin from the beginning of the chapter,
yes, who?
and I'm like, dude's got an X on his chin. Who do we know with an X on his chin? I can't remember, so I looked it up. It's um Diaz Drake. That's who it is.
Obviously. Okay, in hindsight, yeah, that's Drake.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Weird that
Okay,
they're
no,
just connecting so many things here, though.
no, no, no. So I love that actually. So we know Drake is a member of Sword, and we know
Yes.
he's working under Borsalino here. So at Saba
Oh,
Odie, when he's like, Diaz Drake, the turncoat Marine, and he just doesn't hold back and wails on him. It's
are
all
you
part of
s-
the act.
are you saying Borsellino's in Sword? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm saying he's at least aware of Sword.
Okay,
Oh, that's fun.
interesting, interesting.
He very well could be Sword. Again, if like we're gonna have turncoat Marines by the end of it, it's only makes sense that Sword is them and anyone affiliated with them is gonna be Sword.
Hmm.
So I could see him being Sword, but at the very least, I'm saying he is aware of Sword and knows that Drake was undercover. That's fun. Okay,
Super
I think I'm
interesting.
going to go for church and also spoilers, I guess. I don't know what that sentence means.
Trying to find where we're at in the timeline.
Oh, this probably the best chapter of recent history. Like
It's damn good.
everything's been great. The amount of fan service and hype and delivery and payoff and just bigger mystery building has been great. But I don't know, this chapter just with all its little things, the Borsellino dancing, the Drake appearing, uh everything just came together so nicely. Oh my god, I don't even know. Why like so we see him going to the Goa Kingdom at the end of this.
Yeah,
We know he's got to be there in relation to the Gum Gum fruit.
allegedly,
Why
yeah.
doesn't he show up? Like I feel like we would have, made reference to, oh, Straw Hat Luffy. I remember you from the Goa Kingdom. Or maybe Luffy's like, hey, you're
Luffy
that bear
recognized him.
guy I fought in the woods. You
Yeah.
know? But like we know Luffy doesn't stand a chance here. We know Kuma doesn't succeed in getting the Gum Gum fruit. So what the hell goes on here that they don't recognize each other later, but also Kuma's here?
Hmm.
It's gotta be some Willa D type stuff where it's just like luck is always on his side and fate plays a role in not letting this happen.
Yeah.
Okay, grasping at straws here. There's not a lot to build this theory off of, but we know Dragon has some kind of attachment to Luffy. And I know
Yeah.
he's a father, but he's pretty distant. But we know he always stays to the east. They were there when the Goa Kingdom burned down. What if the
Hmm.
revolutionaries are about to step in and be like, Kuma, what the hell? And
I
Kuma's
can
just
see that.
like, I don't have a choice. Got to do this. Oh, actually, if we could have a quick showdown between the revolutionaries and Kuma, that might actually bring me to tears.
Yeah. No, that'd be really good. Maybe this is how we also get double fruit reveal for Dragon if he steps in.
I could very well see this happening. Again, no guarantee. There is no indication the revolutionaries are close by, but I
Hmm.
could absolutely see that happening.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
Oh my god, I love this. I need to get back to the freaking modern day already. Like, I need to see uh, Jaygarcia interacting with Bonnie. I need Kuma to land. I need Gear 5 to just let Kuma see Nika.
I need that. God, I will cry if that. Okay.
But okay,
It's just.
so as much as we're led to believe Kuma's entire existence and free will has been wiped away, the entire purpose of this arc has gone time and time again to show us you can't eradicate something's free will completely. So I think we're about to see Kuma like break, get his sentience back, and die. Or
Hmm.
does he join the crew? Because we know his fruit is directly related to the Straw Hat crew. Whether it's on him or someone else, I expect it to be part of the crew. But it's already on him. Do we get to see Kuma join the crew and we get a warlord? I was gonna say finally, but we got Jinbei. Dude, two warlords? Come on!
Be hype as heck, dude.
We know that, Luffy's not like getting one of every species out there, but he could definitely use a buccaneer. What
Hmm.
species greater represents freedom? or race, I guess. Oh my god, this is so freaking hype. I I love this so much. This is my favorite backstory. I don't know that there's a lot of people who are going to disagree with me there. Really kind of want to
Man.
go back and reread Thriller Bark now, specifically
Okay.
the ending.
So, okay. Right now, since Bonnie's about to turn 10, this is like 1 or 2 years before Luffy sets out to sea. Wait, no, that's not right. So I forget there's a 2 year time skip. I gotta account for that. Ugh! This is probably like right before Luffy sets out. I have to imagine.
Okay,
That's
so
where we're at
wait, you're
timeline.
talking about the Goa Kingdom there?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Bonnie
Luffy's
is
probably
what,
15 or
age
16.
12 in the current timeline?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we do
So we
that,
know 2 years before the current timeline, she's 10,
mhm, which means
which is
she's
when Luffy
cured.
sets out to sea. We
Yeah, and
know
she's
she's
cured
just
of her
finished
disease.
6 months of treatment. So
Hmm.
this is half a year before Luffy sets out.
Yes. So I'm just trying to think. I'm going back to the conversation with Saturn. Because she's probably setting out to sea now that she's cured to try and find her father. That makes the most sense.
I don't think she's done that yet. I think we're
No.
going to see that, like, we finish this other half a year where Kuma doesn't come back and then she
Yeah.
escapes.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder why her bounty poster is dead or alive and not alive.
Because maybe because Kuma does the shit that he does at Thriller Bark and Sabaody, and they're like, well, now she's a dead man. He didn't play by our rules.
No, see, that's exactly it. That now more than ever, they would need his daughter as a hostage. Hmm. Oversight by Oda? Too commonplace these days.
I think they'll make it work. I think it'll line up.
Okay, what else do we have? I love Kuma, just in general. He's such a guy.
He's the guy.
He's just a real homie. He's nothing but everybody's best friend, and he's given up so much. He had better be joining the crew.
Now
Like,
he's either
he's
at this
lived.
point,
Yeah.
I think he's either dying or because the problem is if we get him to join our crew, then that means Bonnie has to tag along too because they're not sailing separately.
I don't think that's a problem.
Okay.
I mean, she
Yeah.
seems to vibe with him pretty well so far. We know she's got like a little crush thing on Sanji. Oh, but
Yeah.
she's 10.
Yeah, she's
Oh
12. We
no.
can't we
Oh,
can't
I
have
forgot
that.
about that.
We can't
Oh
have
yeah,
that.
maybe we stop that. Well, that explains actually. So part of the issue I had with that little crush going on is like, I don't know,
Yeah.
this feels kind of weird. And
Yeah.
it's because she did say it like a child. She was
She
like,
did.
"Oh, I think he's a
100%.
little cute." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, it makes
Feels
sense
weird.
now. I think if we inform Sanji of that, he'll be okay. Or who knows? Maybe
He'll be
she
fine.
just goes back to being a kid so she can be with her dad.
No, I think once Kuma, and this is a big if actually, let me say, if and when, and this is a huge if, he goes back to being himself,
Mm-hmm.
I think Bonnie reverts back to her natural form,
Yeah.
and just kind of stays like that.
I don't
But
know
I
if
could
she
totally
stays
see
like
it.
that, but I think she stops walking around as a 20-year-old.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah. And that's kind of her natural state. She doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily. I can see her like there being a gag where like she turns into like a 20-year-old again, and Sanji like starts crushing again. That'd be weird, actually.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's not
No,
do that. Let's avoid that.
but Oda might do that, is the thing. That's
I don't
plausible.
want that. I don't want that.
Well, she is 20 at that time, but no, it's kind of like the
It
Thriller
feels
Bark
weird.
Sanji, where it's like, yeah, of course
Ugh.
Sanji would do that, but maybe we just don't. Maybe we just
We
walk away
can.
instead.
It's like we have an opportunity for him to not be weird, and Oda just doubled down on Sanji being weird. And it's like, ugh, we have to? We could have avoided that.
Um, But yeah,
That
so
felt great.
another thing this flashback has really done for me is just I love Bonnie so much more in Saba Odi now when she like tackles
Yeah.
Zoro to stop him messing with the celestial dragon because she knows what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like saw them kill. Well, I guess she didn't see them kill her mom, but knows her mom is dead because of them. Knows her dad is like effectively dead because of them. Just the horrible things they do. So goes out of her way to tackle a dangerous stranger to prevent them from making the same mistake. Love that for them.
So this does this line up or ruin, the timeline where Sakazuki captures Bonnie? Because that's when she's 10, pre-time skip.
Wait, she was captured pre-time skip? Thought
Yeah,
she was captured post-time skip.
pretty sure that's pre-time skip.
I mean, we know she look, she's in captivity now. She escapes, becomes a pirate,
Mm-hmm.
fights Blackbeard, gets captured again, breaks free post-time skip. Yeah, so I guess she is captured pre-time skip, but it doesn't last.
No, she is able to escape then, but I wonder if I don't know. That might be me looking into it a little too much.
But definitely explains why they were so keen on capturing her. Loved all the theories about she uses her age powers to keep the Gorosei immortal, but I don't know, that
Mm.
seemed a little too simple for me. Like,
Yeah.
great theory there, makes sense, but nah, there was something bigger going on.
Mm-hmm.
I love her that her love for pizza comes from eating it with all of her friends. Did Borsellino run into Bonnie on Saba Odi?
I don't think so.
I don't remember that matchup happening.
Yeah, because both he and Kumo were on Sub Odi when everything was going down, but yeah, I don't think obviously neither of them really came into contact with her.
Where is Bonnie's crew present day? Because we know we found her like in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kuma's coming back, I want the rest of the crew to be there to see Kuma, obviously.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Just even if it's a quick panel of them crying while they see him die, I need them to see Kuma smiling back at them.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a chance there's because I don't know. We haven't seen them since the time skip, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't expect them to be anything great or powerful, but I just want them to see Kuma, you know? Okay. I don't even know. What else do we have? I think we've covered all the big things. Love
Mm-hmm.
Sentomaru and Bonnie just being like, big brother, little sister over here.
That was the only other thing I wanted to bring up. It's just adorable. Makes
I
sense now why he was able to hold up Kizaru for that long. Or no, yeah.
At least why he
When
was
it
willing
what
to
way
stand
he
up to
caught her,
Kizaru.
the way he caught her when she was falling after she hit the barrier, that kind of adds a little bit of more meaning to that. I think.
Um, I in all of his pictures of him playing with Bonnie, his
Hmm.
face seems angry. So the first few times, like when you said, "Oh, it's real cute," he's chasing her down the hall. I was like, no, he
Yeah,
seems annoyed with her.
yeah,
But
hundred
no,
percent.
that's just his face, and he's really enjoying the time they spent together.
Hmm. No, I think they did. Honestly, they're having a great
This
time.
is I've been saying this since Wano, but this is my greatest favorite stretch of One Piece. Like it just keeps getting
Dude,
better.
like, say what you will about. I certainly have my issues with Wano. I do love Wano a lot. This has just been so much better.
See, the pacing wise, yes, because we didn't spend like all of Act One doing fuck all. Like
Oh,
I
I love
admit,
that
Wano
concept.
has its flaws. I love Wano. It is one of my
Hmm.
favorite arcs. I admit
Yeah,
it's not perfect. I love the slow burn of we're just gonna be here and let everything build up and boil over to a
yeah.
time when we fight two emperors at
I
once.
love that, dude. That buildup was awesome.
But this is just there is no buildup. It's just the train is moving at full speed. Get on.
Well, because we've had 10 plus years of
Yeah,
buildup with Kuma alone,
exactly.
like,
We built up Wano somewhat. We learned about the Kazuki and the Odin and all that ahead of time. but the
Hmm.
actual things that go on in Wano. See, what's important here, nothing is actually happening on Punk Hazard. It's all the characters. Punk Hazard, you got me doing it. Egghead.
Dude, they, yeah.
Nothing's actually happening on Egghead. It's all just the characters who happen to be here that we have so much reference for.
Like we've laid some groundwork for Egghead and the island and how it functions and works, just because that's just Oda's kink. Like
Mm-hmm.
he loves doing that shit. So of course we're gonna get some of that, and that's coming to play a little bit, especially when you see Luffy, Kizaru breaking through the barrier, Luffy and Bonnie being hit to the barrier. Like it's going to play a little bit. And we have some other stuff that are still in the wings, I think. But like with Wano, it's the whole thing of we got to learn their political,
Yeah,
socioeconomic fact, all that stuff before we actually really take on. So we can add some weight and gravitas to all this.
yeah.
And there's a million and one characters here that we've met
But
before.
that
So
being said, as great or as many flaws as Wano did have, the backstory had none, in my opinion.
oh,
Like, that was
absolutely not. Yeah,
flawless. This
like
backstory is just even better again because we know the characters. Like aside from Izo, we didn't really know anyone in the Odin flashback. I guess Kinemon, Kanjuro and all that, but
the
uh,
dog and cat too.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so we did know them, but not for as long in advance. And I don't want to downplay them here, but they were Odin's sidekicks. They were never the main focus of the flashback.
Right. Well, I mean,
Like,
Kinemon was a little bit to begin with, but other than that, yeah,
but I
you're right.
mean, Kuma we've known for so long, Bonnie we've known for so long, Egghead or Vegapunk obviously big name, Borsalino we've known for so long. They're all main characters in their own right.
Hmm.
And now just seeing them all come together, it's not just second in commands from everybody's crew or anything, and one main guy who we're following the story of. This is, it's Kuma's flashback, but it's very much a Vegapunk flashback. Definitely a Bonnie flashback. It's expanding Borsalino as a character.
Hmm.
I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I would have faulted Egghead with the I'd say biggest disappointment for me was that we started doing kind of a murder mystery arc, and then
Hmm.
I went on a break and came back and it was just solved, and I was like, oh, that could have been a lot of fun of a who done it, just going panel by panel looking for anyone acting suspicious. Gives Oda
Hmm.
so much room to play with, like, oh, Sanji's using his left hand instead of his right. Could that be the killer?
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun to be had there, and I was disappointed when that didn't happen. That being said, I am so loving the direction we went in instead. At no point did I expect Gear 5 Luffy to be showing down against a Gorosei.
Right.
Really could have done with a murder mystery, maybe some other arc, but everything coming together here is just fantastic.
That's kind of what I love about the beginning of this arc is, yeah, it's that murder mystery,
Mm-hmm.
vibes going on there. Like it is, Among Us, by all
Yep.
accounts. And, there are enough clues laying around that people did put together that it was York that was the traitor. So like it it didn't last maybe as long as, I would have wanted or you would have wanted, but like
Yep.
there were plenty of like clues and people did figure out well before he revealed it. So it was like when
Oh
we
yeah.
got that reveal, it's like, oh cool, we nailed it.
See, I
You know.
saw so many different theories for each and every one of the satellites. I
Oh,
think I
I
saw
mean,
some theories for Bonnie. I saw
mhm.
theories that Katarina Devon had landed.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I never counted that as like the fan base being right. I was like, well, you just eventually guessed every character present.
Yeah. There were there were a lot of theories, you're right. And it was fun being a part of the community, kind of
It
watching them put it
absolutely
all
was.
together.
It was so much
Like,
fun.
I'm
I
not
just
one who
really
theory
could have dealt
builds.
with that being the whole arc. Like, oh
Mm,
no, the island's now on lockdown and we're locked in here with a murderer.
mhm.
Obviously we're not in any danger because Luffy and Zoro exist, but what if they could
Right.
be, effectively neutralized?
That was the fun thing of it. It was a murder mystery with the Straw Hats, and we have, however many versions of Vegapunk around. But we also have
CP9,
CP0 there, right?
CP0, yeah.
And a bunch of other CP agents in the basement, but we're not going to count them. Um,
But no,
and
that
then
was
me
so much
Keith
fun.
showing up. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There are a lot of different pieces Oda could have played with, and I'm glad we didn't ultimately stay there too long because we do have so many big pieces on this
Yep.
board right now. But
Yep. No,
you know,
I'm so glad we're getting this backstory and all the pieces are coming together. But if we could have pushed that for an arc, how much fun would it have been to just have an Among Us game the entire time? You
Yeah.
know, one team has to go take down the barrier, one team has to do this, and I'm not saying like directly mimic Among Us, but
No, I know
split
what you mean.
everybody up, and then people start going missing one by one.
Yeah.
And
That would have
Luffy
been fun
Zoro can't just save us because we don't know who's doing it.
because we're separate and we don't know what's happening. Yeah.
I, but that again, that all being said, I prefer the direction we're in. That was just such a refreshing change of pace for One Piece. I was on board.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I will say I think my biggest, and it's not even an issue because I loved it, but my thing for Egghead up until this point, or not even up until this point, like maybe like 10 or so chapters ago, is that we were not really spending a whole lot of time with the Straw Hat crew on the island. We were focusing on
Hmm.
Garp. We're focusing on, Law, Kid, whoever's out there. Like, we've cut away. We were gone. I don't know if people remember for like a long time
Yeah, no, it
on
was
the
like
island.
2 months.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous, and it was all good stuff.
Yeah, no,
But it's
see,
like I'm not
yeah.
invested in what's happening on Egghead, and now with this flashback with Jaygarcia Saturn showing up, it's like nope, I'm back in. I'm
Well,
invested.
and see, that's what I absolutely love. Because one, we definitely need to be spending more time with characters who aren't Straw Hats. The Garp stuff, Kobe stuff,
Yeah,
ridiculously important. All the
absolutely.
stuff with Buggy, critical. Like, you know, we can't just save them for the end of arcs. I love that we're working them in mid
Mhm.
arc, and this is the arc to do it. Because, like we said, why Egghead works is we don't need to set up the geopolitical tension. We don't need to establish the bad guy. Straw Hats are here. Bonnie's here. Marines are coming. You know, like
Mhm.
that's all good. That's baking. We don't need to develop characters. We get to see
Yep.
everybody else. Backstory time now. When we flash back to the present, just every domino's been lined up and knocked down.
Yeah.
Like we didn't need to be invested in the Straw Hats here because effectively they don't matter. We just need them to hit things hard.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. This is a lot of the fun of this being the start of the final saga is that Oda's laid down all the dominoes. We're starting to see them all fall. He's still placing dominoes as he's pushing them down,
which
but
is
like
insane.
it's
How?
incredible.
How
I
does
don't
he
know
do
how or
this?
why. Yeah, it's beyond crazy, but he's doing that. We're seeing all these pieces coming together and falling down to however Oda set them up, and we're still seeing just the beginning of that.
Okay.
It's awesome.
It really is. It is such an emotional roller coaster. It's kind of like a drug where like I'm so happy there's a chapter, but I'm getting to the point
Hmm.
in my addiction where it's like next chapter in 7 days. I'm like, oh, but I just want to sober up.
Yeah.
Like I'm on such an emotional high ride right now, and I just need to chill, please.
Man, I'm just looking at this page of all the warlords looking at Kuma and the paper. And that's just hype, dude. That's just golly.
I'm
Man.
also
And the
looking
fact that
at
we have a chapter next week. Golly.
yeah
We're
the
leaving the
fact that
flashback next time.
Alvida is included amidst all the warlords struck me as a
Yeah.
little weird.
It's weird, but it's also like, hey, this is where we're at with the series. Kobe's with Elvita
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
no,
This
like
is
it makes sense. It doesn't come out of
yeah.
nowhere. But the fact that she's like not at the beginning or the end of the warlord, she's smack dab
Yeah.
in the middle of them.
Right in the middle. 'Cause then we cut to Ace and Whitebeard. It's like that's completely different power scale from where Elvita is. Oh
I
man.
just, I don't know.
So yeah.
Anywho,
I
guys, that
think
yeah,
I think since we'll probably go on break after the next chapter, we're gonna be done with the flashback after next chapter.
that's fine. We'll make another OPOOM video. Gonna get that one up today, by the way. Finally, sat that on the
All
back
right.
burner a little too long. Anyway, guys, that was OPOOM chapter 1100. Loving the Kuma flashback. Got oh yeah, we didn't do an introduction. Should probably get one of those out real quick. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing down below. Always back with that latest One Piece content. Plenty of gameplay and other movie trailer releases, reviews coming at you. Definitely appreciate the subscriber growth. If we continue on the current pace, we're on track to beat 50 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be a pretty snazzy Christmas gift. If you guys aren't ready to subscribe, but you are just liking the content, don't be afraid to leave a like down below. Maybe comment down below what you are enjoying. I'm going to say down below one more time, down below.
Down below, down below, down below.
But guys, we love making the content for you. We hope you love watching it as much as we love making it. Stay tuned because we're definitely going to be back with some trailer reviews in the near future here. Monday we'll have some gameplay. Thursday we'll be back with more Divinity, and I'm going to try and find some time to continue that Nuzlocke coming up. So stay tuned, turn on that bell for notifications, and we'll catch you next time.